Welcome back to the CryptoLabs Passive Income YouTube channel. Don't know about you, but I'm in a money-making mood today. Let's look at some positions, and I want to talk about how we think about these things, why we get into them. And I'm also going to take you behind the scenes and just talk about how we think about our entries when we're injecting liquidity, becoming market makers, basically providing a service so people in DeFi can do what people in DeFi do: buy, sell, swap, trade, and we get paid the fees. This is a business we run, and then we take that business income. I'm sure today's going to look $55,000 over the last week in appreciation, and I rinse and repeat this. I'll take my fees I'm earning from my pools and move them into my actual bull run bag that sees appreciation. So I get the best of both worlds. Do let me know in the comments if that makes sense. By the way, we have started creating a suite of free courses, as you can see up here. If you want access to these free courses, do let me know in the comments. Once they come out, I'm going to spend a couple hours and send the link to anyone who comments, I want a free course. We're starting with DeFi as a business, and it's a packed course, and it is free. So do let me know in the comments if you'd like them. I do want to also say a lot of the YouTubers, I see a lot of the content, but it's always like a week or two after we always post it in here. It's super, super interesting to me. So we literally every week cover top pools, do the TA on all of it, understand support, resistance, and entries. So like some BNB in there. We had some Render Sol. We've been covering Render Sol for almost 7 weeks now, and we give weekly updates on the charts and kind of what we're looking at. Some crazy returns there. USDT, USDC out on SUI turbos we've been playing with. But every week you get a report of the top 3 stable pools and top 3 highest paying pools of the week. That's inside the UIG. And we just added our weekly opportunity of the week. It's our second week of that. We, again, do a full TA, full analysis on a different asset every single week, or a different pool every single week that's paying and printing, and that we're in as well, so we can actually track the progress. And then I just always notice every time we release a report over the next week, YouTubers start talking about the exact same pool, oftentimes talking about the exact same ranges we set. So super interesting. Get in early. By the time it's on YouTube, it's usually too late. Turbo's doing over 1% per day on my 8200. It's been in range for a while. I know it pops out of range, but I'm very confident with my analysis here. And again, even when it popped out of range, I practice what I preach. I always wait 48 hours. Obviously, it's back in range, and it's doing well over 1% per day. We've been playing on Orca for almost 3 months now. Render and Sol has been one of our top positions for the last few months. A lot of our members, our team has been in this one. That's earning 1% per day right now. Got another $100 here to claim. ExtraFi, I don't recommend this. I do take on some leverage. So here I put $486 in. It is up in value by almost 4 times. And because I took on some leverage, the positions I'm earning on $2,664. That's about $20 per day on 486. You could do the math on the true return on that. That's crazy. Here I put up $1,200. It's worth around $1,500. I did take on some leverage. That's earning around $20 per day, $40 per day, $25 per day. This would be 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, over $100 per day. Most of it is doing over 1% per day. Don't recommend leverage, and I recommend you really, really know what you're doing now. But don't forget about the correlation of the assets that you're putting up for in the pool. And actually, if I take you behind the scene, let's go through our entry requirements when you're entering a position. I'm going to go through it really, really quick. Take screenshots of the screen if you want. I'm happy to share anything here. We have a 48-hour rebalance rule. That's one of our tactics, one of our strategies. We sit on our hands when things go out of range, because if you've done strong technical analysis, if you understand the asset, it's like 95% of the time it comes back into range. Again, as long as the fundamentals don't change, so you can keep earning. A lot of people they keep chasing the yield, and their impermanent loss is killing them. We can't do it if we are going to profit off this business. And we typically do set wider ranges because of it. But what I want to really get at is entering and exit liquidity pools. Please let me know if any of this lands. We also do have a worksheet that before you enter a pool, you can actually use it to ensure that you have the highest chance of being profitable. I'm going to rip through this, so you might have to pause, take some notes here. Number one thing we ask before we get into an asset is, would I hold each of these assets long term? Is there fundamental value? Is there utility in this token, in this asset? Does this token have a strong foundation? So we fundamentally look at like, what assets are we investing in? And so if we're in this, which by the way, again, it's been, I think 3 months that we've been playing with Orca Finance. Render Sol has been one of the community's really profitable positions. People have done really well on that, to the tune of earning their initial investment back and playing on house money right now. That's super impressive. But how are the fundamentals of Render and Sol? To me, they check the boxes. TVL. What's the TVL? Total value locked of that pool. Typically, I look for personally over $1 million in TVL. We'll say that $250,000, again, this isn't black and white. A lot of factors depend on this, but just as a rule of thumb, $250,000 minimum TVL. We like to see over $1 million. So you can see in this Lincoln wrapped ETH, the TVL is 35 million. Whereas in this crap pool, the TVL is 10. And although they're offering 276%, I want to get into that. Correlation, we do look at correlation, especially in a more of a bullish market. So if I look at the correlation between Render and Sol, you can see it's highly correlated. The closer to 1, the more it's like perfectly correlated. And of course, we can go all the way down to -1. And so we do look for correlated pairs. That way, we can limit our exposure to impermanent loss, especially in a bullish market. And we can see appreciation of both assets as they move together because they're closely correlated. And that obviously limits our exposure to impermanent loss. I'm simplifying it, but you get the point. We also look at trends. Are we in a sideways market? Are we in a downtrend? Or are we in an uptrend? And obviously, we like to be in a sideways or an uptrend. There are strategies for downtrends, especially if you're looking at dollar cost average into assets you'd be dollar cost averaging into anyways, and you're looking to earn yield on them. A lot of people are like, you're losing money. I'm like, I'd be buying this asset anyway because I'm not an idiot. I buy when things are going red. I sell when they're going green. And liquidity pools can literally force you to do that, which is cool. There's a few more. I won't go through all of them, but I'm going to go through 5. Volume and returns. So again, this training was like, I think we did this like 3-4 months ago, maybe even more. We love Orca. And you're looking at the liquidity in the pool, then you're looking at the volume. And if volume exceeds liquidity, you're most likely, this isn't always true, but you're most likely going to find some really, really good returns because those assets are swapping like crazy and we're earning a ton of fees. And so we typically have a rule of the 24-hour volume is equal to or greater than the TVL. It's not black and white. There's exceptions to that. But for first-time liquidity providers, market makers, DeFi business owners, this would be a framework that we really, really like to stay in. And when you do that, you end up earning really good fees on blue chip assets that we're long-term bullish on. This, not so much. These I'm playing with leverage and we're playing with some interesting assets that are kind of correlated to ETH because super bullish on ETH. And so I'm just like, let's play with that stuff. Again, here as well, Render Sol, this checks all of the boxes and you end up earning really, really good fees here on Osmosis. That we've been playing with Osmosis since the end of the last bull run. That's how long we've been investigating and playing with Osmosis. There are some really good opportunities on Osmosis. I am still hunting for the next best opportunity for me. But again, there are some cool opportunities on Osmosis. Does this help? I hope it does. Do let me know in the comments if it did. And please let me know if you want access to our free courses. Basically, everything we've been covering on YouTube, which is over 320 videos, we want to condense down into a really, 60-minute in and out course on DeFi as a business. So you can actually have the tools and the understanding of like, how does this actually work and how can I build it? Now, of course, if you want access into our top opportunity of the week, which every single week and all of the TA, like literally hours and hours and hours of research are done for you. That comes out every single Wednesday. And then every Friday, you get our report. And on the reports, again, we can go way back to a month and a half ago or a month ago. We hunt for dexes that are attracting volume. We do our TA on all of the assets, set ranges, talk about the ranges we're in. And then every week, of course, we give updates to those ranges. And then the other really cool thing, this is a month ago, like A lot of people earned a couple $1,000s already from last month because they got into this thing early. But at the end of the day, we also share all the different positions we're in as a team. David's been talking about Render Soul for months now, and you get access to all this. So you literally get access to 20, 30, 40 hours of research every single week brought down into 1 or 2 reports. So in 30 minutes, you can be on top of the market, know the pools, know the positions, and of course, get a ton of education. If you're newer into this space, we also take care of you with Your First Dollar in DeFi. We help you get into your first pool ever. If you're already intermediate or you've played with this stuff, then you join us in the DeFi Earner Portfolio Challenge, and we work through multiple quests to get you to 10K a month and beyond. We've had a lot of members and clients hit that. It's not going to happen overnight. It is going to take work, but we can literally scale your DeFi portfolio to really whatever you want it. And if you go into our members and wins, you'll see people doing $1,000 plus per day. Typically, we like to get people to the $7,000, $8,000 a month mark because that typically replaces the income for someone. And life gets really exciting when your passive income exceeds your expenses because you are, by definition, financially free. So that's what we do in the UIG. And of course, if you're just looking for free, you have access to the YouTube channel. And of course, we have some free courses coming out, which I'd love for you to get your hands on and kind of get a leg up. Now, most people are charging for the courses that we're going to put out. I believe information should be free. It's the implementation that we charge for. If you want our team's help and the community's help in implementing, that's what we charge for. The information, I'm just like, it should be free. So we're going to design some awesome courses for you. We do have some stuff happening behind the scenes as well. That's really, really exciting for CryptoLabs research. I'll probably be revealing that over the next few weeks. But for now, just know something really big is coming, and it is going to be free as well, which is really cool. Anywho, that's that. That's my time. I'm going to leave my mug in the middle. Feel free to check out some other educational content here and here and here and here. And remember the strategy. We build a business that cash flows so we can move it into our portfolio and we can see appreciation on the assets we're buying. So we're doing both. It's not either or, we're doing both. We're generating yield, cash flow. We're moving that cash flow into our portfolios that also appreciate by buying undervalued assets. Give me a thumb up if that makes sense. And with that said, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.